This should probably be one of the saddest stories I have come across this month on social media, or should I say this year. I was even at the verge of crying while going through the story. A 22-year-old boy, simply identified as Moses Mba, was said to have been shot by a police officer on the 1st of August 2025. Moses was just a 22-year-old boy whom, according to his mother, was the first out of 4 kids. That Moses was very brilliant. He just recently wrote his JAMB and ought to have been in school, but because she had health issues, they were unable to send him to school. All the money the family has been raising or gathering is channeled to her surgery. So this boy was just waiting and hoping money would come for him to go to school. According to the mother, Moses loved preaching a lot. He had always loved preaching since he was 10. He would go around preaching the gospel to people. She said she went for a burial in Abia State on that fateful day the incident happened. That Moses had left the house as usual to go preach while she went for burial. And returning from the burial, she said she and her husband got a call from an unknown number that their son was admitted at the hospital, so they quickly rushed down there. On getting there, they started asking the husband to bring the necessary documents needed to identify them as the parents. After supplying the documents, they entered inside. That was how they met their son in a very critical state. However, he was able to narrate the whole incident that happened to them, explaining how he got a revelation about the governor and the state as a whole, that he needed to share the vision and revelation he got from God with the governor, which was why he went to the governor's house to see him. But on getting there, the security men there chased him away. He left initially, but he was still disturbed by the whole revelation. He decided to go back a second time, and this time around, it turned into physical confrontation, beating him up. The mother said they were beating Moses with bats, gun, that they were beating him like a common criminal who stole something, that they beat him up so badly that after beating him, that one of the officers shot him on the leg and they left him there. That he stayed there from 11 when the incident happened in the morning till around 5 or 6 p.m. in the evening, when some Red Cross members who had the gunshots had to trace it to the government house, where they met the boy lying down unconscious. They were the ones who even rushed him to the hospital and deposited over 1 point something million naira for them to start treatment immediately. Some of the security officers accompanied them to the hospital and was asking for hospital bill, copies of the hospital bill. The boy's mother went further to say his surgery was even delayed by 3 days. Now, this whole incident happened on the 1st, but the boy only had his surgery done on the 4th because they could not raise the money for the surgery. Subsequently, after they did the surgery, for each day they did blood transfusion because he lost blood. And the family said they spent 100,000. Somewhere along the line, they said the boy had internal injuries and some complications, which eventually led to his death on the 9th of August. The mother said most of the hospital bill was even paid by the Red Cross members, and the little help they got from the government's house was from a man called Emmanuel Dixon, who was said to be an aide to the governor's chief of staff. That the man supported them with part of the money they used in depositing Moses' body. They used in depositing Moses' body to the morgue. According to the mother, days after the boy died and his body was deposited, while they were making arrangements for his burial, some officials from the government house were secretly going behind the family without their consent, to go and see the boy's body at the mortuary. And so she filed an official report at Zone 6 in Calabar. After she filed the report, the police invited every officer present the day the incident happened, including the officers who have been coming to visit the boy at the morgue so far. That after the invitation, they didn't hear anything from them, like any progress, if anything has been done. They went back on several locations to see that these people have given their statements, but nothing was coming out. So someone advised them to take the whole matter to social media, to try and reach out to activists and post everything online. That was how the mother started granting interviews online. They made a newspaper publication, and after making all those interviews and publications, they started receiving threats. Someone called and started threatening them. The mother said they were asked to come to the state CID in Calabar, that the commissioner of police wanted to see them. But she said that was the period they were even trying to bury her son, so she could not attend. None of them could attend. They declined their invitation and went ahead to try and bury her son. But the day they wanted to bury the son, that the police stopped them, saying it was a murder case, and as a murder case, they needed to conduct an autopsy to find out the cause of his death. That was how the boy's burial was kept on hold, and rumors started speculating that he was mentally unstable, he drinks, he smokes, that he was sent by a fake pastor to go and pass the information to the governor. The mother said her son doesn't drink nor smoke, neither was he sent by any pastor, that he had always loved preaching since he was a child, that was what he does. He sees revelations most times. So him going there was not an act persuaded or insinuated by somebody else. He was not sent. Neither did he drink anything, because at that point they were trying to make it look like the boy was mentally unstable. that everything he did was not normal, that everything he was doing at that point was not normal, which was why they reacted the way they reacted. The mother even went as far as showing Moses certifications that he scored over 196 in his recent JAM. So somebody that is mentally unstable, how is it possible that he would go and take JAM and score that good? However, the State Commissioner for Information said Moses did not go to the governor's current house, that Moses went to the governor's former house, and in a video he was seen throwing stones at the security officer, which made them believe he was mentally unstable, and as a result of that they felt he was a threat to the governor or his aides, which was why they took the action they took. However, that he was not pleased with the whole turnout, that he was not in support of how everything played out. At this point, the matter is still ongoing, and the State Commissioner of Police has assured them that the matter has been moved to the Director of Public Prosecution for legal guidance. Hopefully, I pray they get justice for this boy, because this matter is just a little bit complicated, given the fact that government officials are involved. This has to do with the governor. The matter is somehow, I don't know, but I hope the boy gets justice. Even if the mother said she's not looking for monetary compensation, all she wants to know is the people who did what happened to her son. She just wants to see the people who shot her son and to find out why they did what they did. If possible, they should apologize so all of them can settle amicably and she buries her son. This is very unfortunate. This is very painful, because the mother said it was that boy who was even trying to take care of the family while they were raising money to send that to India for surgery. I hope he so rest in peace. However, what is the take on the story? Because so many persons will start giving their own opinion. Who sent him to go and preach? Not everybody believes in all this revelation and all that. Then again, I don't know, because I feel even going there without invitation was even risky, and them asking you to go and you returning back, I feel it's risky. But shooting him, I feel it was uncalled for. This was not someone who was armed. He was just a 22-year-old boy. You guys are officers trained to handle arms. Even if this boy was throwing stones at the securities, what could those stones have done? What could those stones have done compared to you people that were holding gun? You shot a 22-year-old boy simply because he was throwing stones at you. Well, I just hope they finish this whole matter as soon as possible and lay the boy to rest. At least let him rest. Even if I doubt if he's going to rest in peace, at least let him rest. And I hope he so rest in peace.